is the cost of health care? What is the cost for someone who is elderly and poor to have good access to health care? Why is health care so expensive? Who will pay the poorest among us to have access to quality health care? These are the questions that continue to be a part of the national dialogue. Seeing that there will not be an answer to those questions in the near future, according to a survey that I conducted, most people that are in their 30s and 40s say that they will not be able to get what they put in with regards to Medicare. As a person that has a parent that is enrolled in the Medicare program, along with millions of other people, we have witnessed firsthand how it can save people's lives, and it can make and take the burden away of a very expensive bill that follows after an elderly person has a hospital stay or even seeing their regular doctor. My father would not be alive if it was not for him being able to have access to health care. My wife's grandmother would not be living if she did not have the necessary heart surgery. There are millions of people on a daily basis that use this government program. According to that same survey that I conducted, I found that 75% of the people from the ages of 18 to 35 do not know much or have very little knowledge about the Medicare program. This program allows for seniors to have access to quality health care. Those reasons alone would be enough for everyone to have a focus on the Medicare program. But there is a broader question that should be asked. How can we make sure that the Medicare program will be available for future generations? In this speech, I will illustrate some of the problems that have been created and solved by our elected leaders. This speech will also explore why American healthcare system is failing with regards to the Medicare program. In the year 2000, the World Health Organization put out a study of the top countries that had the best healthcare system. When looking at the list, we would be shocked to find that America ranks 37th among the most individualized nations in the world. Currently, America is 34th, 10 years later, among the same group of countries. According to a Forbes magazine article, the U.S. ranks first among the countries that spend the highest percentage of their gross domestic product on the healthcare. In that article, America is spending about $8,000 per person every year. That adds up to be $2.5 trillion a year annually. Compare that to the other 33 nations that have a higher ranking than the U.S. Those countries spend about $3,300 per person, according to that same Forbes article. Here lies the issue. America is spending trillions and trillions of dollars to the healthcare system, but is not receiving what is being put in, except for high healthcare costs and increase in the national debt. If a person was to break that $2.5 trillion down, they would see that we are spending the majority of it on Medicare, which according to the Social Security Act of 1965 is an entitlement program for people over the age of 65. People pay into this program when they are working, but stop paying when they retire. America had a baby boom in the 1950s, and now every day thousands of those men and women are turning 65 years old and are getting access to health care through the Medicare program. President Johnson signed the Medicare program into law in 1965. President Johnson, with the help of Congress, created a plan to make sure that the elderly were given access to the quality of health care. Since that time, America has seen the program work, even if the program is using all of America's resources. America has seen a steady climb in the life expectancy rate since 1918, but its biggest spike was in the 1950s into the 1980s. Medicare had a role in that spike. It provided quality health care to the elderly without the person possibly going bankrupt due to the cost of health care or losing the ability to maintain their own health and well-being. One issue that could be seen as a potential issue is that the elderly are living longer and thus the healthcare costs are rising. Currently there are 40 million people who are over the age of 65 that are on Medicare. Another question is, should America press their elected officials to move the age from 65 to 67? According to that same survey that I conducted, of the people, 65% that participated wanted the minimum age of Medicare to be dropped to the age of 62. Medicare is a program seen by their doctors, but the program is not perfect by any means. We still have the cost that is covered by everyone that is not over the age of 65. There is the cost to the hospitals and the doctors, and there is the cost to the American taxpayers that may not reach the age to qualify for the Medicare program. We all must be able to sacrifice a little bit, and we all should want to maintain the program. It should not be a part of someone's budget, but the realization that Americans are getting older and we must find a way to keep the program for the current generation and the next generation to come. In the future, America will have to have a debate on what way they will want us to take this program. The proposals that I've been shared in this speech will not fix all of the issues with the program, but it is a starting point, and it is a way in which we can have a dialogue for future generations with their regards to the Medicare program. Thank you.
Anything